Mambo Gikaria.
Yes, yeah, sorry, Honorable Speaker.
You have some papers to lay?
No, not yet. Not yet, Honorable Speaker.
Not yet.
No.
So okay. Honorable Murugara, I'll indulge you for the next one.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, my attention has been drawn to a circular dated 12th August 2025 by the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority to various government agencies regarding enforcement of compliance with the mandatory use of the Electronic Government Procurement System, EGPS, by all public procurement entities. Honorable Speaker, I will lay this paper on the table, and I'm happy to see the chairperson of the Committee on Delegated Legislation is in the House so that this can be looked at. Having gone through this circular and bearing in mind the various provisions of the Statutory Instruments Act, this circular is actually a statutory instrument par excellence, and that it ought to have been brought to the Committee on Delegated Legislation for scrutiny and approval, because it seems to have the force of law by making declarations that failure to comply with this circular will constitute an offense. Therefore, in my view, I request you, Madam Speaker, to actually give directions regarding the circular, which I'm going to lay on the table. And the directions I seek are that it be referred to the Committee on Delegated Legislation for scrutiny, and if it contravenes that particular act, and especially because it doesn't seem to have any public participation, apart from
Honorable Murugara, you know, you and I sat in the Delegated Legislation Committee last term.
Yes.
So be careful not to do their job.
All right. Thank you.
Be careful not to preempt.
Thank you. Thank you. I will stop there and beg to lay this particular circular and request you kindly to refer it to that committee for scrutiny as required under the Statutory Instruments Act. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We have the chair for Delegated Legislation Committee, and I must confirm that as liaison, this matter has been brought to us, the issue of e-procurement and the process of transition. I think, Chair, you can be able to shed some light on that before I commit it.
I thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'm aware that this matter was discussed extensively yesterday at the liaison committee, although I was not there. When I came, you had just concluded. Madam Speaker, I want to thank the Honorable Murugara for raising this matter. Madam Speaker, this is a very grave issue, which requires pronunciation by this House. Madam Speaker, under Article 94 of the Constitution, it is extremely very clear, it's like day and night. It states as follows, that there is no person who can make anything that has a force of law except Parliament. Madam Speaker, a statutory instrument as a force of law has just been stated clearly by the Honorable Murugara. Just for avoidance of doubt, I just want to read what a statutory instrument is under the Statutory Instruments Act, which was passed by this House, and which no one can contravene, Madam Speaker. It states as follows: a statutory instrument means any rule, order, regulation, direction, form, tariff of cost or fees, letters, patent, commission, warrant, proclamation, bylaw, resolution, guidelines, or other statutory instrument issued, made, or established in the execution of a power conferred by or under an act of Parliament, under which that statutory instrument or subsidiary legislation is expressly authorized to be issued, Madam Speaker. It is very clear. It is just like day and night. There is no state officer who has any power to issue any command that has a force of law, that if you contravene, you will be liable to certain sanctions. So, Madam Speaker, I'm very happy that this has been laid, and we will be happy, myself and Honorable Mbui here, and those other, Honorable the Vice Chair is here. we will take it up.
You are already doing the work of the committee.
No, I'm not doing, I am just
So
stating the obvious
I will
facts.
direct as follows. You have given the law and how it goes. We are understanding what you're saying. But I would like that the Committee on Delegated Legislation takes a serious dive to this matter, interrogates the legal framework. You know the options also available to you via the Statutory Instruments Act, so that you bring a report to this House. And this Honorable Chepkonga may not wait on Tuesday before we go on recess, because it's a serious matter. On Tuesday, because we'll have a sitting the whole day, make sure that the report is ready. It is so directed. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Honorable Gekari, are you ready? And you're still not ready. Yeah, because you are supposed to lay a paper.
Yes, yes. Honorable
Then
Speaker,
move a notice of motion.
Yes, we were to do that. I have signed on my part because it was a joint committee.
It was to be co-joint.
Yes, my other colleague has not signed. So
It has to wait.
I've requested the clerk, and they have told me we cannot lay until he signs.
Yeah, it
Thank
has
you,
to
Honorable
wait.
Speaker.
Okay. So, next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
We have statements that are being, I think, being requested first. Honorable Gekari, you are listed here. Are you ready with this one?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Pursuant to provisions of Standing Order number 44-2C, I rise to request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife regarding the legality of legal representation by the Kenya Wildlife Service of officers facing criminal charges in connection with the disappearance of Brian Odhiambo. Honorable Speaker, on 6 March 2025, 6 officers, namely Senior Sergeant Francis Wachira, Alexander Lerogoi, Isaac Ochieng, Michael Wabukala, Evans Kimayo, and Abdulamahan Suli, were arraigned in court and charged with the offense of abduction with intent to murder Mr. Brian Odhiambo, a fisherman who went missing on the 18th January 2025 in Nakuru. Mr. Brian Odhiambo is alleged to have been abducted by the officers at his residence in Nakuru town, and efforts to trace him have been unsuccessful to date. Honorable Speaker, it is deeply concerning that despite the gravity of the charge, the said officers remain in active service within KWS and are reportedly being represented in court by a legal counsel of the public institution. This raises concern on the misuse of public resources to defend persons charged with criminal offenses in their individual capacities, as well as likely interference with the court proceedings, considering that the charges have been preferred against the officers in their individual capacity and not on behalf of the institution. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Tourism and Wildlife on the following. 1, the justification for KWS assigning legal counsel at public expense to represent the 6 officers currently facing criminal charges in their individual capacity. 2, confirmation on whether the utilization of public funds and resources for the stated purpose complies with Article 226 of the Constitution and the Public Finance Management Act Cap 412A, which prohibits unlawful and unauthorized use of public funds, and if not, action taken to cause the responsible officer to refund the said public funds, public money. And 3, a report on the current employment status of the officers, including clarification as to whether they are in active service or in suspension during the pendency of investigation into the matter of the disappearance of one Brian Odhiambo. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chair, Tourism and Wildlife Committee, is that Kareke? Is he in the House? If not, Vice Member, Leader of Majority.
Honorable Speaker, allow me to promise that when we open Parliament after recess, we'll be able to give a response, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Very well. First week on resumption. Statements to be responded to. We have the Committee on Administration, Honorable Tongoyo or Honorable Member for Saku. The question is on insecurity in Isiolo by Honorable Tubi. Is the owner of the question in the House? Honorable Tubi, not in the House. What say
Madam Speaker, we also don't have a response to that. I think with benefit of hindsight, we expected that issue should have been canvassed yesterday when the minister was in the House. But nevertheless, we will still speak to the ministry to give us a response.
Yeah,
Thank you,
endeavor to bring the statement to the House. Another question through that is sentencing of Miss Margaret Nduta in Vietnam. Honorable Sabina Shege, is she in the House? If she's not, Chair, Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations, do you have the statement? Yes. Because the person who owns the statement is not the member is not in the House, table the response.
Okay, I shall. Honorable Speaker.
The next one is still Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations. Question by Honorable Gonzirai, member for Kinango, on the safety of Miss Riziki Luvuno Mambo, who went missing in Saudi Arabia. Chair, do you have the response?
I do.
The member is in the House, so prosecute it.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Member for Kinango constituency, Honorable Gonzirai, MP, pursuant to provision of Standing Order 442C, requested for a statement from Cabinet Secretary for Foreign and Diaspora Affairs regarding the status of Ms. Riziki Luvuno Mambo in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Honourable Member specifically sought to be informed on the following. Number one, the circumstances surrounding the arrest of Mrs. Riziki Luvuno Mambo by Saudi Arabian police. Two, steps that the relevant government agencies have taken to ascertain her whereabouts and secure expeditious release from custody and repatriation to Kenya from proper physical and mental care. And number three, measures that the government has taken to guarantee safety of all Kenyans living and working abroad to ensure that they receive timely government assistance in cases of distress. The committee engaged the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign and Diaspora Affairs on the matter raised by Honorable Gonzi. I therefore wish to respond as follows, Madam Speaker. On the first question regarding the circumstances of Ms. Mambo's arrest, the ministry reported that in July 2023, Ms. Riziki Luvuno Mambo traveled to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia for a 2-year contract as a domestic worker. The family reported to the State Department for Diaspora Affairs about her arrest and detention at a facility referred to as Sawari Police Station in Jeddah. Upon inquiry by the Kenyan Embassy in Riyadh, the consulate in Jeddah, it was established that there is no police facility by the name Sawari Police Station in the kingdom. A search was conducted in another police station, but it did not yield results. Furthermore, Saudi law enforcement authorities shared with the Kenyan Embassy a list of all Kenyans in detention, custody and prison between April 2024 and October 2024, in which Ms. Mambo's name did not appear. On the second question concerning steps taken to ascertain her whereabouts, the ministry informed the committee that the search was expanded to include hospitals and deportation centers with the assistance of Kenyan diaspora networks in Saudi Arabia. The search remains ongoing, and once our location is established, the government will provide all necessary assistance to facilitate our reunion with her family. Regarding the third question, Madam Speaker, on measures to guarantee the safety of the Kenyans abroad, the ministry highlighted the following measures taken by the government. Number one is that There has been an establishment of diplomatic missions to cater for Kenya's need in Saudi Arabia, including an embassy in Riyadh and a consulate in Jeddah. And then creation of the Department for Diaspora Affairs to safeguard the welfare, rights, and interests of Kenyans abroad. And number 3, provision of repatriation and evacuation services in time of distress and emergencies. There is also other measure of continuous registration of Kenyans abroad at the embassies and at the State Department Diaspora Affairs for accountability. There has been signing of labor agreements, which is aimed at safeguarding the rights and welfare of Kenyans working abroad. Introduction of mobile consular services, outreach program to reach Kenyans even in remote areas abroad, and ensure they are provided with essential government services and documentation like passports, national ID, birth certificates for children born abroad, and other services. Development of legal aid information frameworks and pre-departure manuals to provide Kenyans going abroad with information on their rights and essential basic information of their country of destination. Establishment of reporting channels for distress cases via ministries, e-citizen portal, hotlines, email, and 24-hour call center at the State Department of Foreign Affairs. And the other one, Madam Speaker, provision of emergency travel documents and financial assistance for repatriation of Kenyans in distress without passports. And finally, through diaspora engagements, the ministry continues to sensitize Kenyans on observing the laws of the host countries to avoid conflict with the law that might lead to arrests. Madam Speaker, the Ministry of Foreign and Diaspora Affairs further states that it remains committed to safeguarding the welfare, rights, and interests of Kenyans abroad, and will continue to employ all necessary measures to guarantee their safety and well-being in foreign countries. Madam Speaker, I submit.
Before I give you, Honourable Member for Kinango, allow me to recognize in the public gallery, take your seat, in the public gallery, pupils and learners from Nchoroiboro Primary School in Vuri constituency, Meru County, and I will give Honourable Dorothy to welcome them on our behalf.
Thank you, Honourable Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the MP, Bore constituency, Honourable Mugambi Rendikiri, and on my own behalf, hailing from that constituency, and on behalf of this parliament, to welcome Nchoroiboro School in the House of Parliament. Honourable Madam Speaker, I want to encourage the learners to see what happens in Parliament. This is the house where legislation is done. This is the house where oversight is done. This is the house where representation takes place. And we are here to represent the interests of the people who brought us here. Honourable Madam Speaker, Nchoroiboro School is a old school which has produced so many professionals in this country. And I'm sure the learners with us today will be part and parcel of those professionals as they go along their studies. And I want to challenge them, now that they are in Parliament, let them produce a parliamentarian from them as well.